Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, October 20th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the Toronto Blue Jays, ALCS game number 7. The series is tied up 3-3. The winner moves on and goes to play the Dodgers in the World Series. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Monday. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 9 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into these starting lineups. Happy Monday, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, the best catcher in the game, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And on the right, one of the hottest baseball players on the planet right now, first baseman stud, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting third, playing first base, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing for Seattle, Jorge Polanco. Batting fifth, playing left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting sixth, playing third base, Eugenio Suarez. Batting seventh, playing shortstop for Seattle, J.P. Crawford. Batting eighth, playing second base, it is Leo Rivas. And batting ninth, welcome back to the lineup, right fielder, Victor Robles. And on the mound for the Mariners will be George Kirby. And now let's get into the starting lineups for the home Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off for the Blue Jays at DH, George Springer. Batting second, playing left field, Nathan Lucas. Batting third, playing first base, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, catching today for the Blue Jays, Alejandro Kirk. Batting fifth, playing center field, Dalton Varsho. Batting sixth, playing third base, Ernie Clement. Batting seventh, playing right field, Addison Barger. Batting eighth, playing second base, Isaiah Kiner Falefa. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Andres Jimenez. And on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays will be Shane Bieber. Let's go, baby. Seize the moment. Tridents up. You know, if you would have told most Mariner fans at the beginning of the year that we would be one game away from making the World Series, I think everyone would take that. Obviously, we've had some ups and downs in this particular series, just like we did in the ALDS against the Detroit Tigers. You know, it took us 15 innings in Game 5 to move on to play this Toronto Blue Jay team. And now we're in the same type of situation. You know, win and we continue our season. We lose, you know, our season is over. And you can look back, you know, and say, wow, this was an amazing season. But I know a lot of us Mariner fans are not done just quite yet. And we know that the advantage goes with Bieber rather than Kirby. Kirby hasn't been good, you know, in the playoffs. There's no doubt about that. But the good thing that we do have is access to Brian Wu and everyone, you know, for the most part available besides guys like Logan Gilbert who pitched yesterday. And we probably wouldn't want to bring Logan in anyway. So if we can get maybe 3 innings out of George Kirby of scoreless ball, or at least giving up maybe just a run, that will, you know, obviously, give us a good chance to be able to go into Brian Wu and a few others. Obviously, if George gives up a lot at the very beginning, he may end up getting pulled even sooner. But again, I wouldn't expect George to go that deep. I would assume 3 to 4 innings, unless he's electric and he ends up having the start of his life, and then he ends up going 6 innings. That could definitely benefit us if he ends up keeping the Blue Jays under 2 runs. But again, based on how he's played in the postseason, I'm not sure if that's very likely or not. He hasn't been very good, hasn't been hitting his spots. And again, the magic number will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. If the Mariners can do that, play better defense, not hit into a billion double plays like last night, we will be able to wake up tomorrow morning victorious, knowing that we're going to be playing the Los Angeles Dodgers. But again, it's going to have to be a team effort, starting pitching, bullpen, defense, and obviously the big hits need to come from Julio, Cal, Josh Naylor, and others. We're going to have to hit a couple home runs here today, get a few ribbies, and hopefully play some amazing defense. And I know a lot of you guys have been with me since day one, and a lot of y'all have joined throughout the 2025 season. Shout out to all the new subs, all the new individuals that have been a part of this channel. And I'm definitely looking forward to ALCS game number 7 with the World Series on the line. Let's go, baby. Exciting times here today. Let's get it. See who is in the building so far here. We'll be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on the Dono train. And then 5 to 15 subs. Once we hit that, we'll go 200, 200, and then we'll shoot for 50 and 100. Cody in the building, what's good? Tyler in the building, what's good? Anna in the building, what's good? Cody in the building, Andrea in the building, what's good? Let's go. Larry in the building, Mike in the building, Bricks and Joysticks in the building, Zachary in the building, Robert and Navi in the building, Coy in the building, Blue Jay in the building. What's good? Marine Bean in the building. Let's get it. Megan in the building. Dio in the building. Let's go. Reflect in the building. Let's get it. Coach in the building. I appreciate you. And again, getting off to a fast start will be key, not only with the Mariners, but with what we're doing here on the channel here today. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with a little Cactus Jack. We're at 2:98 to go to hit our first goal. Appreciate you getting us started on a good note. Let's go. Michael in the building. What's good? Matt in the building. What's good? Shannon in the building from Vancouver Island. What's good? Ben in the building. Ghost Rider in the building. Let's go. Exciting times. And I had a lot of plans. I got a vintage starter jacket from the Mariners in the 90s, but it's a little warm. And then I end up having the vintage Russell athletic turtleneck and Ken Griffey Jr. vested jersey that has no sleeves. But again, it's just going to be too hot, for me to be able to wear. But I tried everything on and was thinking, maybe I'll be able to, wear this during the stream. But again, I don't want to be, sweating and uncomfortable while we're already watching Game 7, sweating it out. But definitely excited about today. It was a little bit hard to sleep, last night going into today. Obviously, there are going to be a little bit of nerves, but I feel that, we're built for this. We're built for big moments, whether it be advancing in Game 5, like we did against the Tigers, even though it took us 15 innings. And obviously, we're here in Game 7. So, we've earned this right to get to this point. And again, it's not going to be easy. No one ever said it was going to be easy. We're going to have to earn it. Every single pitch, every single inning, every single hit, every single home run. And I like our chances of advancing to the World Series here tonight. Reflect with a 3. Appreciate you. Another $3 holla on the Dono train. Appreciate you. Julie in the building. What's good? And again, we're going to need Julio and Cal to, step up today. And hopefully Josh Naylor continues to be great. And then we can get someone else to step up and, give us something that maybe we weren't expecting at the moment. Now, we know Polo was good early in the series, but it's cooled off. Can he get hot again? Randy, Gino, can you get hot? And then obviously at the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9, JP, Leo Rivas, and welcome back to the lineup, Victor Robles. Victor should have already been starting the last 2 to 3 games. I don't know what the holdup was, but I'm glad that Victor Robles is out there tonight. Shane Bieber on the mound, and leading us off will be Julio Rodriguez. And let's see if we can get Julio to be a little patient in the box. Yeah, I know if you get a strike right down the middle, there's a chance that you can hit a home run on the first pitch and, go up 1-0. But again, you could also pop up and ground out. And we want to make sure we get Bieber's pitch count up, as well as seeing the right pitch at the right time. And hopefully we'll be able to work the count and get the pitch count up for Bieber today. Megan with a tenner, appreciate you. Another $10 holla on the Dono train. First pitch from Bieber to Julio Rodriguez, low and away. And that's my boy right there, not going after a garbage pitch, low and away. Take your time, 1-0 count. Let's go, J-Rod. Jordan in the building, what's good? One-0 pitch. And Julio, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. And a double right out of the gates for Julio, ripping it down that third base line, all the way back to the left field wall. And Julio Rodriguez with a stand-up double. That's exactly what we needed, baby. Tridents up, seize the moment. Let's go. Great start there for Julio. Not pitching, going after this particular at-bat, obviously we know Julio and Cal and some of the others will be aggressive, but again, it doesn't have to be on that first pitch. Let's go. Great job, Julio. First pitch to Cal Raleigh, high and away. Looks like Cal got the memo as well. Maybe if I don't swing at garbage early on, maybe I will get a pitch that I can hit for a big single, double, or possible home run. Let's go, Cal. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. We need you, baby. You need to be a factor here today, and I believe he will be. Feel Julio and Cal will step up. Naylor has been great, but other than those 3, who else is going to be the unsung hero tonight? Let's get it. And again, obviously, we know we're at a disadvantage with Kirby, and at least we have Wu and others to lean on if need be, even if he struggles early on, but maybe George will lock in. You never know. Throw it to second base to Julio, and Julio is safe. One pitch, fouled off, low and away, change up, 89 miles an hour there by Shane Bieber. And that was right before it hit first base to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And I got the Julio jersey on today. I could have went Ken Griffey Jr. I could have went Cal. We know Julio has kind of struggled, so to speak, the last couple games. And again, if we're going to win this game 7, Julio and Cal, Naylor and others are going to have to step up. And I had a tough decision to make on who to wear today, but I felt going with Julio was the right answer after going with Cal yesterday, switching it up a little bit. And so far, so good with that double from Julio. 1-2 pitch, low and away with that knuckle curve, 83 miles an hour there by Bieber. Yeah, I got the game recorded. I watched up to the point when we were up 7-0. Or they were down 7-0, excuse me. And I already knew that was going to be a tough game going into Detroit. And I know they're down, 14-0 now. Hopefully Evans is okay, just coming back from an injury. And sounds like he might have gotten another one. But again, as long as we got Baker Mayfield out there, as many running backs and wide receivers get hurt, I still think that we're going to, be solid and we'll dial in. Just another piece of adversity that you got to fight with. 2-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full. The big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off right down the middle with a slider by Bieber. No, it's okay. I mean, like I said, people are going to comment on that matchup as well as the Seahawks and the Texans coming up in a couple hours. So any type of updates that you want to give on the NFL games, go right ahead. There's no big deal with that. And that one is a line drive foul and bounces off the Rogers center sign. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. High and inside. And down goes Cal. And that is 1 away. And hopefully Cal will come up with a big late inning home run like he typically does. Next up, in the 3-hole today, first baseman Josh Naylor. Let's go, Nails. And I don't know, I'm kind of used to the injuries, It's just one of those things, especially if you're a college football fan or an NFL fan. Baseball injuries are terrible, just like NBA. But we know how physical the NFL and college football can be. First pitch from Bieber to Naylor, high and inside, 1-0 count. And I'm not sure if everyone got the message on maybe not swing at the first pitch for anybody. So far, so good. Out of the first 3 batters, no one has swung at the first pitch. Work the count, let him get tired out, and then eventually, that right pitch will be there. Let's go. 1-0 pitch, fouls it off, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Josh Naylor. J-Dog in the building. What's good? Let's go, Josh. Josh has been pretty solid for us, throughout the playoffs, and that's no surprise. We knew exactly what we were getting when we got him, besides him being an elite bag swiper. That might be the only thing that we didn't really know about him. And again, hopefully he'll be able to come up big, here, not only with runners in scoring position, but also when he's up, when no one is on base later in the matchup. Any updates on anything Buccaneers, Detroit Lions, Seahawks, and Texans is greatly appreciated when that time is right. 1-1 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Josh Naylor. And the worst part about an injury is when you come back and you get another one. That's obviously not ideal. Need to have Mike Evans. Top of the first inning, runner at second with 1 out. 2-1 pitch, high and away. And look at this non-aggressive approach by the Mariners in Game 7. This is exactly what I was kind of praying for, that they wouldn't be so overly aggressive on the first pitch. Let it kind of play out a little bit. And then if you find a really good second or third pitch, then go after it. Like Julio did on pitch 2. And so far, so good. Let's see if Naylor can get a big RBI here and get us up 1-0 or possibly 2-0. 3 balls and 1 strike to Josh Naylor. Take the walk if it's there. And a ground ball. Right we go. Let's go. And there it is. Julio coming home. 1-0. Elms. Let's fucking go. Yes. Ooh. Let's go. Let's go. Scoring first was critical. And not only that, making sure, that we're working the count. And again, you work the count, you get blessed with the perfect pitch. And Naylor does it again. Let's go, Julio. Let's go, Naylor. Hell yeah. Let's go. Next up is Jorge Polanco. Let's go. It's not how we start, it's how you finish. But that's a great start. 1-0 pitch. Low and away with the changeup. 88 miles an hour off speed from Bieber. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Let's go. Let's go, Polo. We need Mr. October, and hopefully we can get him here today. And I like this. Everyone is working the count. And again, I know Marine Bean is an old school guy. He loves swinging at the first pitch, but again, sometimes, waiting it out can be beneficial as well. And so far, so good. 1-0 Seattle. I mean, if we would have swung on the first 3 pitches, we probably would already be pitching with George Kirby at this point. So great job. 2-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking high and inside. Paints that corner and gets the call. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. And hopefully the ump, won't be a big factor. It's going to be a factor of some, but hopefully it's minimal. Top of the first inning, 1-0 Seattle. And a big RBI single by Josh Naylor to score Julio from second. And I like how we're starting here because we're going to need it. You know, we know George Kirby hasn't been good lately, so we need to get as many runs as possible. 2-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Slider off speed. 85 miles an hour by Shane Bieber. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Ems. Trident's up. Seize the moment. Let's go. Let's go. Top of the first inning, 1-0 Seattle. And Naylor back to first. They definitely have been very aggressive throwing at the bases, you know, trying to be able to pick off our guys, and they have been successful at times, as you can see with the custom Jordan cleats that Naylor has got. You know, he's got hundreds of custom cleats. Someone needs to get him a deal. And a slow dribbler there by Polo. Double play. And he ended up hitting Josh Naylor with that baseball. Wow. How is Josh still walking? Whoa. That was a little wild. And Naylor ducks out of the way and gets hit in the back of the head. Holy cow. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Have you guys? I'm glad that that wasn't a double play, but I guess Josh Naylor says, hey, if I have to take one to the neck to prevent a double play, since we had too many of them yesterday, what a stud. Let's go. Naylor, you're crazy. Wolves not ready to start just yet, so we'll probably see him come in the game at some point and, you know, try to help the Mariners beat the Blue Jays. You know, but again, everything is, you know, it's based off, you know, health and vibe and feel. You know, you don't want to put a guy out there that isn't 100%. So especially in Game 7, which we've never been in before, we're one game away of making the World Series. Another thing that we've never been to before as an organization. So. But I think there is a good chance that we will be able to see Wu at some point. Naylor got nailed, but hopefully he's okay. Yeah, kind of an awkward approach there for Naylor. You know, I'm not sure if I've ever seen anyone kind of turn their head like that. Normally they're sliding head first or feet first and whatnot, but got him on the neck and mostly on the neck and then a little bit of the batting helmet, but I assume that would be obstruction, right? But we'll see how they call it here. All right, so that is going to be interference on Naylor, but again, we end up scoring. And Josh is one tough SOB. So 1-0 Mariners. I'm okay with that. I mean, that was just kind of a weird play. You normally don't see something like that. And, you know, it may have not been a pure double play, but they essentially get, you know, that, except it had to get reviewed. So, but hopefully we don't have too many of those. But starting off with a 1-0 lead, I think that we can accept that. And pretty wild start here in the ALCS game number 7. Let's see who's up next here for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the first inning. Next up for the Blue Jays, DHing and leading off, George Springer. Batting second, left fielder Nathan Lucas. And batting third, first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And it won't hurt my feelings if they intentionally walk him once or twice. He's been on such a heater. He's been getting singles, doubles, or home runs pretty much at every at-bat. So we definitely have to be very careful on how we pitch to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And on the mound for the Mariners will be George Kirby. And again, George has not looked good in the playoffs, giving up a lot of hits and a lot of home runs. So again, we're just going to have to pray that George is locked in. And if he's not locked in, hopefully he only gives up 2 runs or less, and then we can make the change at that particular time. But hopefully we can continue to keep on scoring some runs. We just got to pray that George is locked in today. We got so many injuries, this year with our pitching staff, something that we've never experienced before. 4 out of our 5 starters were hurt for a short or long-term period of time, except for La Piedra, Luis Castillo. And again, we've seen good versions of our starters, and we've also seen bad versions of our starters. But luckily, we got a deeper pen than Toronto, and we won't be afraid to use it, you would assume, here in Game 7. The Dodgers have already clinched, sweeping the Brewers. And, they're going to have 6-7 days off by the time that the World Series Game 1 starts. And again, we just got to hope that if George can't get a bunch of strikeouts, let's hope that he gets some pop-ups and ground-outs, and we can get a few guys that get baited on some pitches low and away or inside. And we'll see how it ends up starting off here against George Springer. First pitch, high and inside to George Springer, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, high and inside, sinker off speed. 2 balls and no strikes to George Springer. Come on, George. Two-0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike from Kirby to Springer. Let's go, baby. Two-one pitch, fouled off right down the middle with the sinker. 97 miles an hour by Kirby. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Seattle with an RBI single by Naylor, bringing Julio home in the top of the first inning. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to George Springer. So we'll see, how many innings he goes. If he plays great, maybe he goes 5 or 6. If he plays bad, maybe 3. So again, we will see. And, if we have to end up going with Wu or someone else, hopefully, they will be able to pitch for, 2-3 innings as well. And Springer is walked. Not ideally what we wanted, but are we really surprised at this point from Kirby? Not really. He hasn't been very good in the playoffs recently. Springer to first. Next up, left fielder Nathan Lucas. And we need a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout. So if we can get a slow dribbler right up the middle to JP and a throw to Naylor to get 2 away, that would be ideal. Unless we get the strikeout first and then the double play. First pitch, high and away. Sinker, 97 miles an hour by Kirby, 1-0 count. And George is having a tough time already within the first, 5, 6, 7 pitches. Come on now. No type of frame job, by Cal is going to be able to get that to be a strike when it's that far off the plate. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 4-seam fastball, 98 miles an hour. That's what we like. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nathan Lucas. Try to ends up, seize the moment. 1-1 pitch in play and popped out to left. And that is one away. We'll take that. I'll take all the pop-ups and all the ground outs that we can get. I wouldn't expect 10 Ks out of Kirby. Hell, he might not even get to 5 today. He might be in that 3 range or something. But again, as long as we get good defense, nice job by Randy, we'll be good to go. 1 away. Thankfully, that was a pop-up, not a ground ball. Randy Alrasarena. And this is something that we'll have to monitor as well. Do you pitch to Vladdy or do you intentionally walk him? Because, right now, he's the hottest hitter, right now, besides maybe Shohei Ohtani, and again, Vladdy has been so locked in. Let's see what we do with him. First pitch. Takes a strike looking high and inside, which probably should have been called the ball, but we will see if this ump is going to call things an inch inside, an inch outside. But pretty good frame job by Cal, but what should have been a ball. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And we're going to call it how we see it. We're not going to be biased. We're going to make sure we're calling it right down the middle. Now, we don't really know if the umps are going to call it right down the middle, but again, that's why we have to watch these first few innings to see how he's going to end up calling this game. 0-2 pitch in play, and Vladdy stays hot with another single to left, and now we got runners at first and second with 1 out. I'll take a single with Vladdy rather than a home run. I think everyone can agree. 10 out of his last 16. We may need to intentionally walk him the rest of the way. Next up is Alejandro Kirk, and now we need that double play. Slow dribbler right up the middle to JP, throw to Naylor, get out of the inning, and we're still up 1-0. Come on, sports gods, make it happen. Kirby on the mound, Alejandro Kirk in the box. Try to ends up. Let's go, M's. First pitch, low and away with the slider, off speed, 90 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Seattle. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Kirby on the mound, Kirk in the box. Come on, George. Good job by Cal keeping that baseball close to him. Kathy says 6-4-3 double play. Time is called. Cal trying to get on the same page with George, and I think that is a good time. Even though it's in the first inning, it's not like George has been good, in the playoffs, and obviously he's been shaky here in Game 7. So again, we just have to limit the damage. The damage is going to come at some point, but you want to minimize the damage. A single here, a single there, that's fine. Giving up a 3-run blast and ribby after ribby is not. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees in the strike zone and not called. Come on, ump. 2 balls and no strikes. Should be 1 ball and 1 strike to Alejandro Kirk. Come on. Can we get any calls from any of these umps in this ALCS? Wild. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike looking, almost essentially in the same place, about an inch over, and then that one gets called strike. No consistency out of these umps in the ALCS or the ALDS. 2 balls and 1 strike to Alejandro Kirk. Come on, George. 2-1 pitch, high and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Alejandro Kirk. We have to do it based off our rotation, and based on how guys have pitched in the rotation. So, will we see Brian Wu or Luis Castillo? It's possible. 3-1 pitch, takes a strike looking, low and away. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Alejandro Kirk. Kirk was already walking to first base thinking that was a walk on pitch 5. Come on, my guy. And especially if you watch, with MLB.com or ESPN and it shows the graph, so that way that you can kind of, play along and watch along, and kind of see where these pitches are landing. Pitch fouled off, and that ends up going out of play. Again, it's like, if you're going to have it inside or outside by an inch or two or high or low, just make it consistent and do it for both teams, not just one team. And again, it's like, I think we get frustrated with bad umping, but if it's going to be bad across the board, I think we can live with that. What we can't live with is if it ends up being one-sided, where you're favoring one team rather than the other based on your calls. 3-2 pitch, fouled off, right down the middle, low and away. Count still is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Alejandro Kirk. All day says we're at 95 already. We got 346 in the room. We'll be able to get to 150 before you know it. Let's get it, baby. Big swing and a miss by Alejandro Kirk. There we go. And George Kirby with a punch out. Don't expect too many, but we'll take it, especially with guys at first and second. Way to bring that electricity, Furious George. My boy. Next up is Dalton Varsho. Come on, defense. Let's hold these two guys at first and second. Let's keep this game 1-0 before we end up getting up to bat and making it 2-0 or 3-0. Let's go. First pitch, big swing and a miss, low and at the knees. No balls and 1 strike to Dalton Varsho. Bottom of the first, 1-0 Seattle with an RBI single by Naylor, scoring Julio from second in the top of the first inning. And we have runners at first and second for Toronto with Varsho in the box. Try to hits up, seize the moment. Come on, George. Little slow dribbler up the middle and gets past our infield, and that's going to bring home a run. And now the score is tied 1-1. Blue Jays and Mariners. Makes you kind of wonder if we had Polo out there instead of Rivas, a guy that's a little bit taller, a little bit longer with, arms and legs. Would he have been able to make that play? Polo's defense is, sometimes suspect like Randy and Gino. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but tough. When you got, shorter players like Rivas and JP, you got to make sure that you're close enough. And obviously was playing off the ball quite a bit there. Nice job by Toronto with a big RBI single. Next up is Ernie Clement. First pitch to Clement, big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. I mean, this is what we expected Game 7 to be like, right? It's not going to be just a battle. It's going to be a war, and we're going to be trading jabs all night. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. Knuckle curve there by Kirby. No balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and third and 2 outs. Let's not let them take the lead. If they're going to score 1, fine, right? George has been all over the place, but let's keep it at 1. But you have to realize that if we would have started Castillo or Wu, the same type of thing could have happened. Obviously, Gilbert pitched yesterday. He's not ready. Miller wouldn't be available to pitch either. So 0-2 pitch in play, and Clement lines out to center. Julio is there, and that is the end of the first inning. There we go, baby. Nice job, Julio Rodriguez in the no-fly zone. I mean, is it exactly what we wanted? No. Could it have been a hell of a lot worse? Yes. We'll take a 1-1 tie, especially if we ended up scoring first. Let's go to the top of the second inning with a 1-1 tie and see who's up next for the Mariners. We need 40 subs to get to 23,200. Let's see how many we've gained since the first commercial break. $39 subs to go. Do 23,200. Let's get it, baby. Next up for the Mariners in the 5-hole, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. Batting second, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. Good vibes only. And batting third, shortstop in the 7-hole, J.P. Crawford. We love your defense. We talk about it every game, but we definitely need that bat to come alive. Could JP be one of the unsung heroes tonight? It definitely very possible. I would assume if Kirby ends up exiting, I assume we would go with Brian Wu next. That's where I would assume that we would go. We'll go Kirby first and then Wu. And then I guess if you feel that it's necessary, you could go Castillo. You're not going to play Miller or Gilbert based on, what they pitch. I wouldn't play Brash. I don't know if I would play Squire. I definitely would throw Bizzardo in at some point. And then obviously if you have a chance to use Mooney at the end, but definitely wouldn't be putting Brash in this game at all, and we'll see where, the chips fall, but again, Kirby, Wu, Castillo, Bizzardo, Mooney, if you end up having a rotation like that, if the bats come alive and the defense is good, that could be good enough, to advance to the World Series if we go that particular path. But, knowing Dan, who knows? You don't really know how the game is going to play out, if he's going to let George pitch too long or if you pull him too soon. Again, we know he's not on and he's been struggling lately, but at least we're tied up 1-1. Oh, 1 pitch, low and away. Bieber on the mound, Randy Arozarena in the box. Top of the second inning, 1-1 tie. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. Let's go, baby. Two 1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Right ends up, sees the moment. Let's go, Mariners. Two pitch. And Randy with a single. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Nice job, Randy. Way to bring a little electricity. Much better than you popping up, grounding out, or striking out. Great job. Next up, Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. Let's go. This would be a great time for a Gino 2-run blast, huh? 3-1 Mariners. That sounds kind of sexy. But we may have to wait till later in the matchup for it to happen, but you just never know. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. Slider off speed by Bieber. Runner at first, Randy, with no outs. Top of the second inning, we're tied up at 1. 1-0 pitch, and another single by Gino. Here we go. My boy, before Randy even has a chance to steal a bag. Back-to-back hits by Randy and Gino. So it's showing you we're getting a team effort today. It's not going to be just one guy. Next up is J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. J.P. Crawford, 3-run blast, 4-1 Mariners. Let's go, JP. You're due for a home run, but we'll take an RBI as well. And JP with a sac bunt to the pitcher. Great job. We're actually bunting. Look at this. We're actually playing small ball. I could cry right now. There we go. We moved the runners over to second and third. I like that. I like that. Let's go. Next up is Leo Rivas with only 1 out. I mean, when's the last time that we bunted or tried to, do a sack bunt and move a guy over? It's been a long time. And JP with great execution there. Hell yeah. And again, Mariners are doing everything that we haven't been doing lately, and it shows. First pitch to Leo Rivas, takes a strike looking on the line, paints that corner, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouls it off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. Let's go, Leo. I know you got some power in that small structure of a body that you call Leo Rivas. You can do singles, you can do doubles, ground rule doubles, home runs. Can we get an RBI single to bring that runner home from third? Come on, Leo. I think it was. I love bunting. I just love the aspects of the game that are taken for granted. Just like in the NFL with offensive line and special teams taken for granted. Little small ball things like bunting and moving guys over, stealing bags. I love all of those other things that make baseball great. 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Leo. That was nasty by Bieber, and that is 2 away. Get him next time, Leo. And here we go. Next up, Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. And you should have been starting for us the last 2 to 3 games instead of Dominic Canzone. I don't really understand why it took this long. And we know Victor hasn't really been hitting that well either, but he can run the bases better. He's a better defender in right field. And let's see if Victor can make some magic happen here in the 9-hole. Come on, Victor. And first pitch from Victor Robles, and grounds out to the pitcher, and that is out number 3. Not exactly what we wanted there after getting runners at second and third, but at least we're getting guys on base, and hopefully Victor will get the memo and work the count. If Victor would have waited until pitch 3, pitch 4, pitch 5, maybe he would have been able to get the pitch to get that RBI single to make it 2-1 or possibly 3-1. And again, the bottom end of the order, it's going to be very critical that those guys step up. JP, Leo Rivas, and Victor Robles. 1-1 tie. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning and see who's up next here for Toronto. Next up for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the second, right fielder Addison Barger. Batting second baseman Isaiah Kiner Falefa. And batting third in the 9-hole, shortstop Andres Jimenez. And on the mound for the Elms, it is George Kirby. Trident's up, seize the moment. Gained another sub since the commercial break. 38 more to go to get to 23,200. Let's go. I mean, we're in the second inning. The game is 1-1. The negativity is running wild through both fan bases already. RELAX. Plenty of time. Let the game play out. Just because you end up leaving guys stranded, it's baseball. It happens. First pitch from Kirby to Barger, low and away, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Addison Barger. One pitch, fouled off, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Addison Barger. Top of the second. Didn't go the way that we planned, but again, it's 1-1. We're not down by 5 runs. Again, this is a long, long game. Wait for things to play out. And we would all love to be able to have Victor Robles in the lineup rather than Dominic Canzone at this point. And just because a guy struggles early in the game doesn't mean that they might not be the hero late. So you always have to keep that in mind. And anything that we've done in the past has nothing to do with this team in 2025. This is the best team that we've ever had, top to bottom. So 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Barger. Two pitch. And Barger grounds out to JP. And then a nice throw to Naylor. And that is 1 away. Next up, in the 8-hole for Toronto, second baseman Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. First pitch, high and away. Should be called a strike, but do we get the call? Of course we don't. 1-0 count. Should be 0-1. And this is ridiculous on how one-sided, not only the Tiger series was, with the umps, but also in this Toronto series. I mean, are we going to get that same call, on the opposite end? When Bieber is pitching and he pitches it right in the box in the corner and you're going to call it a ball? Really? And Kiner-Falefa lines out to first, and that is 2 away. And again, I don't know. I mean, the only worse umping that I've seen is when we go to New York and play the Yankees, and it's like 90-10. It's nowhere even near being 50-50. And I'm not saying it's 90-10 against Detroit or 90-10 against Toronto, but it definitely feels like it's 70-30, and that's, too much of a discrepancy. Next up is Andres Jimenez. Nick says 14-3 Lions. I'll take that. Obviously a slow start with some injuries, and hopefully Baker can bake in the second half. And a nice defensive player. And that one goes past Naylor, and a single there. JP only could do what he could do at that point. It's kind of hard to be able to make a running throw. And another single for Andres Jimenez, who's had a very good postseason. Next up is George Springer. Can't have errors, and we can't be hitting into a bunch of double plays. Pauline and Jason in the building. What's good? Odin in the building. What's good? One 0 pitch, high and inside. Sinker, 97 miles an hour by Kirby. 2 balls and no strikes to George Springer. That's tough. I still love the Kraken. And Springer grounds out to third on a 2-0 pitch, and that is out number 3. We'll take that. There we go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. And now it's time to take the lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. Leading off for the Mariners, 1 for 1 with a run, with a double in the 1st inning at his first at-bat, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Hopefully at some point in the game we get one of these. And batting third, 1-for-1 with an RBI. First baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor, who's been absolutely fantastic since we've acquired him at the deadline. Keep it going, Josh. And even though Kirby has been absolutely terrible in the postseason, he's actually been pretty good. Obviously the score is 1-1, and you would love for it to be 1-0 Seattle. But again, there's great players on both teams. You know that these hitters are going to find a way to smack around even the good pitchers. And again, even though Kirby is normally a good pitcher, has struggled in the pitching aspect in the postseason. And for the game to be 1-1 going into third, I think a lot of us fans would take that. Let's go, baby. We can use it when we're tied. Gained another sub, 37 subs to go to 23,200. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 300 likes. 100 on the dono train, and let's see if we can get those 37 subs to get to 23,200. Let's get it, baby. Let's see if Julio can lock in this particular at-bat. Let's go, J-Rod. Got to have a good performance by Julio, Cal, and Naylor, as well as a few of the role players as well. Let's go, baby. TJ, what's good? 60 to 200. Let's go, baby. And again, it doesn't have to be a lead mod, like all day and captain. It can be guys like TJ and Reflect and the others that can help us get to our numbers. Appreciate you guys. Top of the third inning, 1-1, Mariners and Blue Jays. Let's see if we can get that unexpected home run early in the matchup, or a big RBI again like we got early from Josh Naylor for Julio. First pitch fouled off high and inside from Bieber to Julio Rodriguez, 0-1 count. Bieber on the mound, Julio in the box. I appreciate that very much. Sold David Thompson in the building. I appreciate that. A lot of us have been fans since, the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s. There are obviously people that have been fans, since the 2000s. And no matter even if you're a fan within, the last few years, we're all in this together. Top of the third inning, 1-1, Mariners and Blue Jays tied up. ALCS game number 7, 3-3. Whoever wins this fourth game will punch their ticket and play the Los Angeles Dodgers with Shohei Ohtani. Whoever advances, Toronto or Seattle, are going to be huge underdogs. It'll be a David and Goliath story, but based on how the Blue Jays and the Mariners have been playing lately, I don't think that either team would get swept. And I honestly do believe that the American League has a chance, especially with a week off by the Dodgers. That could be their bugaboo, as well as their bullpen. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. And obviously, 99% of the country is going to go with the Dodgers in a sweep, Dodgers in 5, Dodgers in 6, and that's completely fine. If we make it, we're going to be rocking with our team all the way to the very end. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. And it is sports, anything can happen. If there's a minor injury from one of their guys, we end up stealing a game early. You never know what can happen in an ALDS, ALCS, or World Series. Top of the third inning, 1-1, Mariners and Blue Jays. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. 2-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. I mean, we know how great Shohei and Mookie and Freddie and Teoscar, have been. And then Kike Hernandez always plays 1,000 times better in the postseason. They got Blake Snell. They got Yamamoto. They got Shohei who can pitch. I mean, again, we get it. But that doesn't mean that the Blue Jays or the Mariners can't win it all as a huge underdog. It would probably be one of the most shocking thing in sports. But again, as long as you're in the championship games, you have a chance. You never know. I don't think either team is going to play like the Brewers did against Los Angeles. I think both teams are locked in a little bit more than Milwaukee. Pitch fouled off, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. And I do believe that the Mariners match up better than the Dodgers, even though we did get swept at the end of the year. We didn't have our best lineups, and they took advantage. But I think that we do match up with them very, very well. And there we go, Julio Rodriguez, back. See ya. My jersey's a good luck charm. Let's go. 2-1 Mariners. Let's go. Let's go. Wearing the Julio jersey was the right decision, baby. I could have went with Ken Griffey Jr. I could have went with Cal, but something told me, go with Julio today. He's going to be a hero. And look at that. Julio Rodriguez with a double. Julio Rodriguez getting a big home run. He's putting the team on the back, and we love that. We show the photos of the home run. The sports gods say, you know what? That's what we want. Let's go. Cal Raleigh grounds out, and that is 1 away. Work the count, Cal. We want you to be electric as well. Cal saving his heroics for later in the game in the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. And that's completely fine. Next up is Josh Naylor. Let's go. Big players make big plays in big games. Let's go, J-Rod. Two, 1 Seattle. First pitch, and Naylor lines out to right, and that is 2 away. Work the count, Naylor. We can't just get so excited, after Julio ends up getting a home run. Let's work the count, Cal. Let's work the count, Naylor. Next up is Jorge Polanco. Let's go, baby. You know what time it is. Come on, Polo. First pitch, low and away. 1-0 count. Knuckle curve. Off speed, 83 miles an hour by Bieber. And again, George Kirby is pitching not the greatest, but he's pitching better than we thought, right? Up to this point. And then the bats are starting to come alive. I like what we're seeing here. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Jorge Polanco. Let's go. And again, this is so critical of us getting runs early in the matchup and having a lead, and again, I'm so proud of this team. We're never going to give up. We might have lost a couple battles. We're not losing the war. 2-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle with the changeup. 88 miles an hour, 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs with nobody on. 2-1 Mariner lead. I mean, not only are we going against the Blue Jays, we're going against the ups. And that's not, trying to be a hater or, to try to complain. I mean, it's the truth. If you're actually watching where these pitches are falling, there definitely is a little bit of favoritism for Toronto in this particular series. I don't know why, what's going on with that, but again, we got to do what we got to do, and we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep scrapping and clawing our way to victory. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Great eye by Polo. Count is full. Take the walk. 3-2 pitch, fouled off low and at the knees. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. I definitely think umps are going to be biased. Again, there's all kinds of things that go on in sports, that normally shouldn't be going on. But especially with baseball, if you end up saying something to an ump that they don't like, that could be bad for you the rest of the game. As Polo gets a single up the middle. Here we go. Mr. October is back. Nice job, Polo. Next up is Randy Arosarena. We're great with 2 outs. Let's see if Randy's got a little bit of magic. And again, a similar type of hit that ended up scoring an RBI for Toronto, getting right past the shortstop or the second baseman, just diving and just not being able to get that Polo ball. We'll take that. Keep the momentum going. Let's go. I mean, everyone's, pitch zone is going to be different, and obviously we see the squares, on the screen on the game. We see it at ESPN and MLB, but every ump is going to be a little bit different. And that's why we need the ABS ASAP. Big swing and a miss by Randy, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and inside, four-seam fastball, 92 miles an hour. By Shane Bieber. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first with 2 outs. 2-1 Mariner lead in Game 7. Let's go. One pitch, takes a strike, looking high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arosarena. I mean, baseball really is one of the only sports where, the ump really can dictate the outcome of a game. And obviously it can be the same, calling a PI in football late, that wasn't, and that can dictate the outcome of a game as well. But baseball, it's like every single pitch, it's based on what they're, calling. And sometimes you can't get away with that in the NFL, making 10 bad calls in a row at some point. That's not going to happen. So, and Arosarena strikes out swinging. And that is out number 3, but not after Julio Rodriguez steps up again and gets a big solo dinger. And sometimes all you got to do is flash it on the screen, let the sports gods know what you want, and you know who's going to step up. And great job there by Julio to give us that early 2-1 lead here in the 3rd. Let's see who's up next here for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 3rd inning. I mean, you're going to get bad umps in every sport. Basketball, baseball, football, hockey. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's going to be bad, across the board. But again, the umps don't get disciplined, especially in baseball. Again, the report cards will come out by the stat nerds, and I'll end up reading it, when the game is up, when they go over all the graphs and all the information. And then we can kind of, complain and talk about, what's going on in that previous game or in future games. But, ABS can't come quick enough, and that will not solve all the problems, but it'll definitely help keeping some of these umps that may be too old, that need LASIK, that don't wear contacts, that maybe need to retire, or that actually hold them accountable to do a better job of calling a game right down the middle and not having favoritism. Next up, 0 for 1. In the 2-hole, left fielder, Nathan Lucas. Batting second, in the 3-hole, first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. At some point, we may need to intentionally walk Vlad. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, catcher for the Blue Jays, Alejandro Kirk. Guidance up, seize the moment. Let's go, Elms. And shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. He actually came in the stream during the Duck game over the weekend, and hopefully we'll see Brooks come in at some point and say what's up at some point or another. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 400 likes, 100 on the dono train. And we have 35 subs to go to get to 23,200. Let's get it, baby. Let's do a quick recap for anybody that is just tuning in. So we started off the game, and Julio Rodriguez needed to be a factor. Got a double to start it off. And then Naylor, 2 batters later, ends up getting an RBI single, 1-0 Mariners. And then obviously the Blue Jays decided, hey, we got some hitters on our end as well. Varsho singles to center. Springer scores, making it tied 1-1. And now at Julio's second at-bat, we were thinking this could be the inning where we take the lead. We flash the home run photo, and Julio obliges. Big home run to left center, 423 feet in Rogers Center, 2-1 Seattle. And we love the electricity early on, not only by Julio, but also George Kirby. I mean, it could be much worse. And again, it's not over yet. But again, so far, so good for George. After looking pretty fucking shaky at the very beginning of the game, he's settled in slightly, but still a little wild. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees, back-to-back sinkers by George. And depending on, how these pitches go, we may need Cal with a mound visit at some point in this third. Two-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike to Nathan Lucas. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss by Lucas right down the middle. Nasty 4-seam fastball by George Kirby there. Keep it going, George. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nathan Lucas. 2-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle with the slider, 87 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the third inning, 2-1 Seattle lead. Come on, baby. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, high and inside, 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour by Kirby. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nathan Lucas. And there we go, a big strikeout. There we go. That's the George that we love. Another punch out there by Kirby. Way to bring that electricity. And that is 1 away. Next up is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And again, you got to be very careful on how we approach Vladdy. He's been the hottest hitter besides Shohei Ohtani in the playoffs. And again, if we intentionally walk him, that's not going to hurt my feelings. Now, I don't want to intentionally walk him if they already got 2 guys on base, if we can prevent that. But if there's nobody on or only 1 guy on, you can afford to do it at some point in this game. But hopefully we get a couple cheap outs. First pitch, and wow, a cheap pop-up from Vladdy. That's rare. We'll take that. Jammed him, and Vladdy swung. And we'll definitely take that. Nice defense there by Leo Rivas. There we go. Nice job, Leo, making up for that other play that you missed on that diving attempt. Next up is Alejandro Kirk. I mean, if we can, prevent from Vladdy being the X factor, it definitely is going to fall into our hands quite nicely. First pitch to Alejandro Kirk. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. Captain in the building. What's good? He says we're at 44 away from 200. You got 423 in the room. Let's go, baby. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike swinging, high and inside, no balls and 2 strikes to Alejandro Kirk. And I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like Kirby is getting stronger as the game is going on. Looked really bad in the first and is starting to get a little bit better as the game is going on. And, we'll see how that plays out. And again, he has been terrible. And I don't like using the T word that often for, the Mariner players, but in the postseason, he hasn't been good. Giving up a lot of hits and a lot of home runs, but so far, wild, but pretty good. 1-2 pitch in play, and Kirk lines out to the shortstop. JP is there, and another great inning by the Mariner defense and George Kirby. Here we go. And a lot of us were thinking, oh, hell, the Blue Jays are going to be at 3, 4, 5 runs within the first 3 innings, and we're going to have to bring in Brian Wood or Luis Castillo, and we still may end up doing that, but so far, so good. End of the 3rd inning. We're already in the 4th. 2-1 Mariner lead. Let's go. And let's see if we can take the lead even more here in the top of the 4th. George doing a great job, with all things considered. Next up for the Mariners, 1-for-1, third baseman Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. Good vibes only. Let's go, Gino. Single, double, triple, home run. We'll take anything, even a walk. Batting second, 0-for-0. Shortstop J.P. Crawford with the sac bunt. See if you can use that bat and surprise everyone. And batting third, 0-for-1 with a K, second baseman Leo Rivas. Try dance up. Let's go, M's. Let him know, Jerry. Lenny in the building. What's good? Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats, the best beats on YouTube. My boy. This game is starting off a lot better than I anticipated. You know, I figured George would be much worse, and I was praying and hoping, you know, that we would be able to have an early lead and guys would step up. And, you know, even just with the wardrobe choice, you know, do I go with Griffey, you know, for a throwback performance in Game 7? Do I go with Cal, you know, or do I go with Julio, who's been a little down, but thinking that this could be the game where he wins it for us? And so far, so good. First pitch from Bieber to Gino. High and inside, 1-0 count. Let's go, baby. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. Good vibes only. Take the walk if it's there. Let's get the pitch count up for Bieber, and let's see if we can get a mini meltdown. 2-0 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. Be patient, Gino. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Let's go. Yeah, I don't drink beer and alcohol like I used to. I used to drink really heavy. Not anymore. My health is more important. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down goes Gino. We're going to have to wait for that home run or ribby later. That is 1 away. Nice job there by Shane Bieber. Next up is J.P. Crawford. Come on, J.P. You're due for a home run. It definitely would be something that they wouldn't be expecting, especially after going for a sac bunt. Let's see if J.P. can get a little bit of contact here on Bieber. Top of the 4th inning, 2-1 Seattle. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Top of the 4th, 2-1 Mariner lead with nobody on and 1 out. 1-1 pitch, low and away. Should have been a called strike, but doesn't get the call. 2 balls and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. And obviously the ump is, obviously bad for both teams here. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and at the knees. Come on, J.P. 2 balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Bieber is at 62 pitches, and George is only at 48, believe it or not. So this is going exactly what we wanted. Get his pitch count up. Pitch fouled off. Yeah, I would recommend, if you really want to be able to see the strikes, if you have a computer near you and whatnot, you can go and open up ESPN or MLB.com, and it'll show you, the pitch graph there, and that'll give you a better idea than what you see on the broadcast itself. Knuckle curve, low and at the knees, missing there by Bieber. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. Come on, JP. Like usually when I watch the game, I'm watching usually, home and away, and also bringing up a lot of the stat pages and, obviously different strike zone mapping and whatnot. You got to be on top of everything. In play, JP. Here we go. JP Crawford, big double to right, all the way back towards the wall. I love it, baby. Let's go, JP. Had a feeling that JP could be a factor today. Let's go. That's what happens when you bunt. When you know that you can swing the bat and win for your team. You sacrifice an at-bat, you move the runners over, and then you get blessed with a big stand-up double crushed into left field. Great job, JP. My boy. Next up is Leo Rivas. Work the count, Leo. You've been overly aggressive in the last few games, okay? So let's work the count, and then eventually, you'll be able to get that pitch that you want, or maybe you'll get walked. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Leo Rivas. And Rivas has got the potential to get singles, doubles, ground rule doubles, all the way into the outfield, and he's got home run power from time to time. Pretty good defender and good baseball IQ, but lately he's been pressing a little bit and swinging a little overly aggressive. We need him to go back to being the Leo that we knew, the patient Leo with the good baseball IQ. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. Come on, Leo. Let's go. Getting Bieber's pitch count up, by not being so overly aggressive, early on has really helped. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and Bieber has his number. Down goes Leo, and hopefully Leo will be a hero later, but early on, getting worked a little bit by Shane Bieber. Nice job by Shane. Next up is Victor Robles. Jolly with a tenner, appreciate you. Panthers in second place in the NFC South, congratulations. Let's go. Appreciate you. NC Jolly. Great to see the Panthers in second place. Let's go, Victor. Robles in the box. Bieber on the mound. First pitch, big swing and a miss. Low and away. Come on, Victor. 0-1 count. Yeah, too bad Bryce Young got hurt, over the weekend. But again, definitely making some strides. The Saints are terrible in the South. The Falcons are underachieving. Panthers are overachieving. And the Buccaneers are just injured, and they have, Baker Mayfield. And they're doing the best they can with what they have. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Victor Robles. Come on, Victor. Top of the 4th inning, 2-1 Mariners. TJ says 15 to 200. Let's get it, baby. Top of the 4th inning, runner at second with 2 outs. 2-1 Seattle lead. Come on, Victor. And again, we should have been playing Victor the last few days, to give him more reps, instead of just having him come in game 7. Like, where's he been the last 2 to 3 games? Why the hell did we play Dom over him? Dom's not as good of a defender, can't run the bags. And again, even though Victor struggles also in the box, we trust Victor, I think, more than we do Dom lately. When Dom was on a heater, then yeah, play him. But when he's ice cold, what are we doing? Make the adjustment. It's like keeping Dylan Moore on the team for fucking 5 extra months than we needed to. Like, wake up. And there we go, Victor with a walk. If that was Dominic Canzone, guess what? That's a strikeout. More than likely. At least based on how Dom has played lately. And next up, the hero so far, you know who it is. I got the jersey on today. Julio Rodriguez. It looks like Bieber's day is done. Are they going to remove Bieber here? And again, it's about just being patient, and letting the pitcher wear himself out. And again, if we had that mentality, in all those games that we lost, maybe the games would have been slightly closer. Let's go. And again, don't be surprised if Julio hits a second home run at some point in the game. Not saying that necessarily he'll do it right now, which would be electric, but there's a good chance that he might hit more than one today. And I never really expect any Mariner player to hit 3 in a game. It's just not really our style. It's usually, 2 in a game, and then, maybe a solo dinger, 2-run jack, 3-run bomb, and even grand salamis are pretty rare. And that's why when Gino did it, that made us all lose our minds and whatnot. So. Let's see who they're going to be bringing in. Let's go over Bieber. Louis Varland is coming in. First, the Mariners would have to acknowledge that I exist on social media and follow me, and then we can kind of go from the details from there. But obviously, I think most people in the Pacific Northwest know that, I do the Seattle Mariners and whatnot, and, there's other baseball streamers that do other teams. But, first, let's get them to acknowledge that I exist, and then we'll go from there. All right, Shane Bieber's final line, which we probably thought what George Kirby was going to do. 3.2 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 74 pitches, 44 strikes. And that is probably kind of what we thought that George would do, except that he wouldn't have 5 Ks. He probably would have like 2, but he would give up, a few runs and a lot of hits. So far, so good. And then on the flip side for George Kirby, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, only 1 walk, 2 Ks, and he's only at 48 pitches. Everything is just going so beautifully up to this point. And even though George was bad, in the playoffs, that doesn't mean that eventually he can't have a good, opportunity and start. Louis Varland coming in. First pitch, low and away, big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. I mean, obviously to be affiliated with the Mariners at some point would be great. But again, I'm completely happy, doing my own dreams and goals here on YouTube. And again, it's all M's all day, every day. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. And I feel like baseball is not easy to call. Like calling a football game, is so much easier than calling a baseball game. There's a lot of, things that go on when you do baseball and whatnot. And thankfully, I, was blessed, from my mom and my dad to have a kind of sports caster, type of voice at a very young age. And Julio with a little slow dribbler, throw to first, and a good quality run by Julio, but the throw is in time. Nice hustle by Julio at first, which we don't always say. And that is the end of the inning. Louis Varland getting that last out. But this is a good sign. Bieber is out, even though we probably would want him to stay in so we can continue to beat him up, right? But now we got Varland in. We'll see how long Louis stays in. And it's going to be the guys after Louis that we might be able to ring up at some point. But again, at this point, if you would have told most Mariner fans, based on how it went yesterday and the ass kicking that we took, and that George would pitch well, even though he hasn't been good in the playoffs, right? And we would have a 2-1 lead halfway through the game, I think everyone would accept that. So let's see who's up next here for the Toronto Blue Jays. Next up for the Blue Jays, 1-for-1 with an RBI, center fielder Dalton Varsho. Batting second, 0-for-1, third baseman Ernie Clement. And batting third, 0-for-1, right fielder Addison Barger. Trident's up, let's go M's. Gained 3 subs since the last commercial break. We only need 32 more to get to 23,200. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 400 likes, 100 on the Dono train. And we only need 32 more subs to get to 23,200. Let's go. Marcus with a $5. And I appreciate you a lot, Marcus. Sometimes the donos, when they come in through, Cash App or Venmo, sometimes I'll see them, and sometimes I won't see them until the stream is over. So I appreciate you. And if anyone ever donates through Venmo or Cash App and you don't see me acknowledge it in a normal amount of time, just type in the chat, and then I'll be able to acknowledge you. Appreciate it. Acknowledge me. Stacks. Rex with a little Cactus Jack. Marcus with the $5 holla like Roman Reigns. I appreciate you, my boy. Thank you so much. TJ says we're 10 more away from 200. We got 435 in the room. We know we have plenty of Blue Jay fans that are in the room, but there's also going to be Mariner fans and MLB fans as well. Let's go. First pitch from Kirby to Varsho. Takes a strike looking. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. High and inside. Should have been called a strike. But again, do we get the call? Of course we don't. Should be no balls and 2 strikes, but now it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Dalton Varsho. And again, I have seen, Bieber, get a couple calls go against him that he should have gotten. Balls called strikes, strikes called balls. There was probably 2 that were pretty noticeable. We've already had 5+ for Seattle, and we're only in the 4th inning. So again, it's a little bit skewed. A couple for the Blue Jays. We're already on our 5th or 6th missed call, and again, we'll see on how that plays out the rest of the game. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dalton Varsho. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour by George Kirby. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dalton Varsho. 2-2 pitch, fouled off low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Kirby to Varsho. Jolly with a tenor. Appreciate you. Yeah, Buck has got more of a baseball voice than a football voice, in my opinion. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Varsho. Let's go. Nice job by George Kirby, and this is such a pleasant thing to see. Next up is Ernie Clement. Let's go, George. Keep it going. Let's go, baby. ALCS Game 7, tied up at 3. The winner advances to the World Series to play the Los Angeles Dodgers. First pitch, low and away, knuckle curve, missing by a couple inches, 1-0 count. And that one gets behind Cal all the way back to the Home Depot sign. 6 more likes away from 200. Let's get there. We got 427 in the room. It's got to be a team effort. We're at 40 on the Dono train, 60 to go. Appreciate you, Captain. Appreciate you, TJ, and the rest. 2-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. Sinker, 97 miles an hour. Good velocity out of George. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ernie Clement. And again, my mind is blown. And obviously George isn't done yet. But up to this point, he has pitched night and day difference from what he did earlier in the series, as well as against Detroit. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. 2-1 pitch, low and away, no high and away, on the line. 3 balls and 1 strike to Ernie Clement. But that last pitch was more on the ball than the strike side on the line, so no need to really acknowledge that or make any reference to that. 3-1 pitch popped up, and Clement lines out to second, and that is 2 away. Here we go. Next up is right fielder Addison Barger. First pitch, takes a strike, looking high and inside. Should have been probably called a ball, but called strike. So again, it's not like, the Blue Jays are getting every single call. I mean, we're getting some questionable ones as well. We just got to see how consistent the ump is going to be, if it's an inch off the plate, inside, outside, high or low. 0-1 pitch, inside. Same location as pitch one, but just inside, and that one ends up being a ball. Make it make sense. If you're going to call it on pitch one, why aren't you calling it on pitch two? 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees, big swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch by Kirby with the slider. He's wheeling and dealing. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. 1 more strike. Get out of this inning, baby. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees with the sinker. 98 miles an hour by Kirby. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2-1 Mariner lead. I like the way that this game is going up to this point. I mean, again, we've been able to get Julio to produce, and it's not just Julio. George has been great, and it feels like we're about to explode for more runs at some point here sooner than later. 2-2 pitch, and Barger with a single to right. Next up is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Come on, George. Judah in the building. What's good? Seize the moment. Try dance up. And first pitch to Kiner-Falefa. Fielder's choice. And there it is. A nice toe tap on the bag. And that is out number 3. Great defense here by the Mariners. George Kirby's doing great. The bats are coming alive. I mean, everything is falling into place within the first 5 innings. And again, we just need to keep putting our foot on the gas and try to get to 5 runs. Again, 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. We get that. A very good chance that we end up winning this game or competing late. Go to the top of the 5th, and I feel it's time to get another run or 2 or 3. What do you say? Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Just be patient in the box. Don't swing at the first pitch. And let's see if we can get one of these at some point, either at this at-bat or later in the 7th, 8th, or 9th. Let's go, big dumper. Let's go, Cal. Batting second, 1 for 2 with an RBI. First baseman, it's Nails, Josh Naylor. And batting third, 1 for 2, DHing for Seattle in the 4-hole, Jorge Polanco. Let's go, baby. Need a few more subs. Now we only need 30 to go to 23,200. Let's get it, baby. I mean, a lot of us have been fans for a long time, and again, we have really good metrics, from people that are 18 to 24, obviously 24 to 40, and half of the fan base, will be over 40. Half of the fan base is under 40. So, I've been a fan since the 80s. So it's been a long time, almost 40 years. So, and again, I might look young, but again, I've been with this team for a very, very long time. And again, there are people in the room that have been a fan even longer than me, even from the very beginning, in the 70s and whatnot. So you got to think that this team has been in existence almost 50 years. We're hungry. And again, even if you've only been a fan within the last 6 months, again, this is the right place to be if you love the Seattle Mariners. No doubt about that. Top of the 5th inning, 2-1 Seattle. First pitch from Louis Varland to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Big swing and a miss, low and away, 0-1 count. And we need Cal to be patient. And that's already 3 at-bats in a row where he's being a little overly aggressive. And there it is. Back. See ya. Cal Raleigh does it again. The MVP of the American League. Cal fucking Raleigh. 3-1 Mariners. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Boo. Let's go. Our ESP is on point today, baby. Let's go. We already told you who needed to have big games today. Julio and Cal. And guess what? They both showed up. Let's go. Thank you, sports gods. Mariners in 7. Next up, Josh Naylor lines out to center. 1 away. Great job, Cal. And they're fucking watching, baby. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big players step up in big moments. And we have to be very thankful that we have these 2 players on our side. Great job, Cal. Especially being so overly aggressive in his at-bats. He finally found a good pitch to go yard. Beautiful. 3-1 Seattle. Next up for Varland, Jorge Polanco fouls it off low and at the knees with the knuckle curve. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. Should have been probably called the strike, but it's called ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Let's go, baby. Our time, our year, our moment. Seize the moment. Trident's up. Let's go. One pitch, Polo grounds out to first, and that is 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a K, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Let's bring some electricity, Randy. Let's go. Great job by Julio. Great job by Cal. You kind of had a feeling that they were going to step up, but who else? Let's go. First pitch from Louis Varland to Randy Arozarena, takes a strike swinging, 0-1 count. And obviously, getting Bieber out of the game and bringing in these guys in the pen, it's working out just like we kind of drew it up, but we didn't know if it was actually going to happen. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. Back-to-back sliders, 91 miles an hour by Louis Varland. No balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. 0-2 pitch, fouled off high and inside. 97 miles an hour, 4-seam fastball by Varland. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. 3-1 Mariner lead, but we need more. We're not satisfied with just 3. I want us to get to 5-7. (0-2 pitch, Randy flies out to second for out number 3, but not after the big dumper decides to step it up in the most Cal Raleigh way with a big home run. And now we do have a good possibility for not only Cal Raleigh hitting another home run before this game is over, we might get another one by Julio as well. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Fuck yes. Let's go. Appreciate that, Dark Wolf. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Next up in the 9 hole, shortstop Andres Jimenez as Brian Wu is coming in to relieve Kirby. Batting second, DHing George Springer, and batting third, left fielder Nathan Lucas. And again, if you go back and look at how many hits, Kirby gave up, how many home runs Kirby gave up, his ERA was like 7. So again, for him to be able to do this well and give up 2 runs or less and only give up 1, and the bats come alive, the defense is good. Unbelievable, baby. Let's go. STL with a 5er. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support, STL. Thank you for Kate Anderson. We love them. Let's look at Kirby's final line. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 3 Ks, 65 pitches, 42 strikes. And again, it's funny, my buddy Brooks, he asked me if he thought that George would get more than 3 Ks, and I told him probably not, based on some of the bets that were out there, because you just didn't know if he was going to get pulled early or not. And the job isn't done yet, but we're sitting in a great spot right now. Great job, Mariners. Keep it going. And especially George Kirby. If George pitches terribly, we're down, maybe 5-1 or maybe even worse. So, and let's get a good outing here out of our boy, Brian Wu. Let's go, baby. Let's go. First pitch from Brian Wu to Andres Jimenez, low and at the knees. On the line, but more towards the ball side than the strike side, 1-0 count. Eli with a 20. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much for your support, Eli. 1-0 pitch. On the line, should have been called strike, but did we get it? Of course we don't. 2 balls and no strikes to Andres Jimenez. It should be 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, we're getting closer to double digits of pitches not being in our favor. 2-0 pitch, high and inside. 3-0 count for Brian Wu. Come on, Brian. And I need to look at the pitch count for George. Where was he at? George was at 65 pitches, so we technically could have kept him in longer. Let's just hope that Wu doesn't fuck this up. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. Should be 2-2 count, but now it's 3-1. Come on, Brian. Bottom of the 5th, 3-1 Seattle lead. Wu on the mound, Jimenez in the box. And that ends up being a walk for Brian Wu. Not ideal. We got a lot of, cheap outs with George like we were hoping for, but we can't have a meltdown by Wu. Come on now. Next up is George Springer. And we have to have him go against, 3 batters before we pull? So, obviously, walking the first, not ideal. You have Castillo at your disposal. You also have Edward Bizardo. And, those guys could go more than 1 inning as well. First pitch fouled off, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. No balls and 2 strikes to George Springer. Come on, Woo. We need a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout. Big swing and a miss. There we go. That's the Woo that we love. Big punch out on George Springer. There we go. Way to bring that electricity, Brian Woo. Next up is Nathan Lucas. Give me a slow dribbler right up the middle to JP, a throw to Naylor. We get out of this inning with a double play. We had plenty of double plays go against us yesterday. It's time to give them a little piece of their medicine back to them. Let's go. Bottom of the fifth, 3-1 Seattle lead. First pitch, high and inside. Four-seam fastball fouled off. 0-1 count. Absolutely. Steph Hart in the building with Dark Wolf. What's good? 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner at first and 1 out. 3-1 Seattle lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Come on, Woo. Keep it going, Seattle. Let them know, Jerry. 1-1 pitch. Slow dribbler. Right up the middle. Double play. Hey, you call a double play, you get a double play. Right to JP. Throw to Naylor. ESP, 1, 2, 3. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go. We're going to have a few of those moments. Let's go, baby. End of the fifth inning, 3-1 Seattle. Let's go to the top of the sixth and add on another run or two. What do you say? Next up, 1 for 2 with a K. Third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. Good vibes only. What's in store for you? Let's go, baby. Batting second, J.P. Crawford, as Dominguez comes in for Louis Varland. And batting third, second baseman, Leo Rivas. Let's go. Few innings away from making the World Series, baby, but we're not done yet. 3 more subs acquired. 27 to go to hit 23,200. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 400 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 27 more subs to get to 23,200. We just hit 23,000 subs a couple days ago. We hit 5.1 million views a couple days ago. Next goal is 25,000 subs and 10 million views on the channel. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Let's go. Let's go, Kathy. Let's go, Anna. Let's go. First pitch from Dominguez to Gino. 1-0 count. Because that's the perfect spot for him in the lineup. You know, you don't want to have Randy or Gino too high in the lineup. 1-0 pitch popped up, and that is 1 away. You know, everyone in the lineup is exactly where they need to be. And having, Polo, Randy, and Gino kind of next to each other is perfect. Same thing with Crawford, Rivas, and Robles. And then having Julio, Cal, and Naylor at the top is beautiful. Next up is JP Crawford. Let's go, JP. You're due for a home run. Let's go, baby. And JP grounds out to second, throw to first, and that is 2 away. Work the count. Come on, guys. Kiner Falefa with a good defense there. Nothing for JP. Next up is Leo Rivas. First pitch from Dominguez to Rivas takes a strike, looking low and away. 0-1 count. Captain says we're at 2:30. 70 more to go to get to 3. I would say if Leo obviously wasn't sitting at 2 outs, I would say bunt, but can't do that at this point. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees with a sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike from Dominguez to Rivas. One pitch, high and inside, should have been called strike, but called ball. Another missed call by the ump there. So it's not just the Mariners. The Blue Jays are getting some calls that are missed as well. And again, we're not going to be biased. We're going to call it how we see it. Even though the Blue Jays are our opponent, but they definitely deserve to hear what's going on with them as well. 2-1 pitch in play. And Sir Anthony Dominguez gets Rivas to foul out at third. And that is out number 3. Not really the most ideal 6th inning that we anticipated, but we still have a 3-1 lead, and hopefully we'll get some more in the 7th, 8th, and the 9th. Good job there by Sir Anthony Dominguez for the Blue Jays. We definitely didn't really make him work, for his at-bats in that particular inning. Hopefully that'll change moving forward. Next up for the Blue Jays, 1 for 2, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Do we intentionally walk him or do we pitch to him? We will find out. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher Alejandro Kirk. And batting third, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a K, center fielder Dalton Varsho. Trident's up, let's go M's. (24-9), Lions beating up the Buccaneers. And obviously we have the Texans and the Seahawks coming on here in a minute or two. Let's go, Woo. Let's go, Mariner Moose. And even though, Vladdy hasn't hurt us yet, again, intentionally walking him wouldn't really hurt my feelings because it seems like he's good for a single, double, home run, pretty much every time. And yeah, he's 1 for 2 and whatnot, but we pitch to him and he hits a home run and then it's 3-2. I'm not sure if I want that. Having him loaded up at first is better than him scoring a run by himself. But we'll see what they do here. I mean, you have to understand how hot Vladdy has been. I mean, it's like Shohei Ohtani for the American League. So, I mean, it's not impossible, to get Ohtani or Vladdy out. But when they're hot, you have to respect it. Just like how they have to respect Julio and Cal from time to time. Brooks, my boy. What's good? First pitch, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. My boy. Brooks Beats, the best beats on YouTube in the building. What's good, brother? First pitch to Vladdy is low and at the knees, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now, 99.9% of people are going to go Dodgers in 4, Dodgers in 5, Dodgers in 6. They're not going to give any love to the Blue Jays or the Mariners, whoever advances. But again, if you're in the championship, anything can happen, especially if it's a 2-3-2 series and the first 2 games are in LA and the next 3 are in Seattle. If we were to win, right, we split one of the first 2 games, try to do our best. You never know. Things could actually, end up being a little bit crazier than people anticipate. And obviously, it's a David Goliath situation if the Blue Jays or the Mariners were to beat the Dodgers. There's no doubt about that. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and at the knees to Vladdy. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 1-2 pitch, low and away, sweeper missing. 88 miles an hour off speed there by Wu. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Two pitch, fouled off high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Come on, Wu. Wu on the mound. Vladdy in the box. 2-2 pitch, fouled off with the sinker low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Trident's up, seize the moment. Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1 Seattle lead. Wu on the mound, Guerrero Jr. in the box. And funny thing, Brooks, Kirby ended with only 3 Ks. So I think that was a good bet that you didn't do. At least I hope you didn't do it. 2-2 pitch, fouled off high and inside. But Kirby did much better than we anticipated. We thought he might have a meltdown. And he actually did really, really well. Much better than we ever thought. 2-2 pitch, fouled off. Low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Get Vladdy out, baby. Vladdy is grinding this at-bat out. We're coming in on pitch number 9. And there it is, a big punch out on Vladdy. Let's go. Big punch out on Vladdy. Big swing and a miss. Let's go, baby. Way to bring that electricity, Brian Wu. Great job, Brian. Next up is Alejandro Kirk. First pitch, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Feels like a lot of things that needed to happen for Seattle are happening here tonight, but it's not over yet. One-0 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Brian Wu to Alejandro Kirk. I do remember Sasaki. I'm Brooks's biggest fan. I don't even listen to music. I just listen to his beats. Not only during the stream, but when I'm off stream. Fantastic talent. 1-1 pitch, low and away. Sweeper, 87 miles an hour off speed. 2 balls and 1 strike to Alejandro Kirk. Come on, Wu. Let him know, Eli. He's an incredible talent. Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1 Seattle. Woo on the mound, Alejandro Kirk in the box. Keep wheeling and dealing, Brian Woo. Two-one pitch, and Kirk with a single right up the middle. And Julio decides not to go for a diving attempt, otherwise that would have been probably a triple. Good decision by Julio to, recognize the situation. Next up is Dalton Varsho. All right, I need a double play, slow dribbler right up the middle to J.P. Crawford, a throw to Naylor, and we get out of the inning. I mean, we've already had like 3 or 4 ESP moments on the channel tonight. Let's see if we can get one more. Yeah, good thing Julio did not dive for it because he probably would have missed, and that would have, been a triple, and you get one more hit, and then boom, score ends up being 3-2. Let's keep it at 3-1. Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1 Seattle, where the runner had first and 1 out. I need a double play. Sports gods, are you listening? Please. Let's go. First pitch, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Bottom of the 6th, runner at first with 1 out. Woo on the mound, Varsho in the box. Bottom of the 6th, runner at first with 1 out. Come on, Woo. Trident's up, seize the moment. 1-0 pitch, and lined out to right. 2 away. Down goes Dalton Varsho. And Robles is there, a much better defender than you-know-who, Dominic Canzone. Nice job, Victor. Next up is Ernie Clement, 0 for 2. We'll take the force out at second, a pop-up, a ground out, and obviously, as Mariner fans, we'll take a punch-out from Woo any day of the week. But again, we know that, he's not 100%, so we'll take what we can get. First pitch, low and away, on the line. Could be a ball, could be a strike. Obviously, there's been more than 10 blown calls total with this ump, but that's been kind of the story in this series in the ALCS. And good luck to the Hawks tonight against the Texans. They should be able to win that. 1-0 pitch, and a fielder's choice right there by JP. Kirk out at second, and there we go. End of the 6th inning. Let's go to the top of the 7th, and let's add on another run or 2. What do you say? Let's get to 5. Gained a few more subs, 26 subs to go to 23,200. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 400 likes, 100 on the dono train. And we need 26 subs to get to 23,200. Let's fucking go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Nice job by Brian Woo. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a base on ball. Right fielder Victor Robles. Drop the bunt down. I know it might sound crazy, but if he does and drops it well, they won't get him. Let's go, Victor. Batting second, the hero so far, 2 for 3 with 2 runs, an RBI, and a home run. Julio Rodriguez. Could we get a second home run from Julio? And batting third, the big dumper catcher, Cal Raleigh. Already has 1 home run. Could we get a second from him as well? Trying it's up. Let's go, M's. And they're going to bring in Kevin Gossman. They're getting desperate. especially when they bring in a starter. But we did the same with Wu, right? So now you can't just go with your regular guys in the pen. You're down. It's desperation mode now. Marcus with a 20. Appreciate you. $20 holla by Marcus. Appreciate you, my boy. Phenomenal in the building. What's good? First pitch from Gossman to Robles, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. They're bringing in a starter, Kevin Gossman, and Victor Robles in the box. 1-0 pitch, fouls it off, low and at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike to Victor Robles. Seize the moment, tridents up, let's go M's. Let's go, Victor. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to all the individuals supporting today. Whether you're liking, you're subbing, you're donating, helping getting the likes up, regulars, mods, and even anything in between. Appreciate you. 2-1 pitch, takes a strike looking low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Two pitch, fouled off high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Kathy's got the right idea. Just get on base. Stacy in the building. What's good? Top of the 7th inning, 3-1 Mariner lead. And Victor crushes that one, but obviously it's in foul territory. 2-2 pitch, fouled off low and at the knees from Gossman. Top of the 7th inning, 3-1 Seattle. Robles in the box, Gossman on the mound. Well, Kevin just got into the game, so it's not like he's been playing from the very start. He's at 7 pitches so far, so not really a factor based on pitches. Pitches low and away. Splitter missing, off speed, 85 miles an hour. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count now is full to Victor Robles. 3-2 pitch, 4-seam fastball, and that is a walk. Here we go. Victor will take his bag. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. And again, we had many choices on jerseys to wear today. And I decided to go with the Julio, thinking that would be the guy that would be the X factor. And so far, so good. Let's see if Julio can make some more magic here today. First pitch from Gossman to Julio. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. And again, we needed both of our superstars to step up in the biggest ways possible. And Julio and Cal have done that already. But we want more. Top of the 7th inning, 3-1 Seattle. Oh, 1 pitch, and Julio unfortunately grounds out into the double play. Throw to first, and got him. And hopefully that'll be the only double play that they get here the rest of the way. Down goes Julio, down goes Victor, 2 away. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal, make him pay. Make him remember your name. and they're not even going to throw to him. Intentional walk to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Next up is Josh Naylor. Naylor can make him pay. I mean, if you want to go against Cal and think that Josh can't get a single double or a home run, Josh has been locked in. He's been probably more locked in than any of the guys on the team as far as consistency. Let's see if Naylor makes him pay. First pitch, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Come on, Josh. He's been an absolute fantastic player for us since we got him at the deadline. We need to have him long-term. 1-0 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Josh Naylor. Runner at first with 2 outs, 3-1 Mariner lead. Just had to make sure that was going to be in the zone or not, but just missed. Anthony in the building. What's good? 2-0 pitch, low and away. Not getting any of the calls from the ump here. 3 balls and no strikes to Josh Naylor. Come on, Josh. .3-0 pitch, and there's the walk, baby. We'll take that. We got Cal intentionally walked, Naylor, earning the walk, and next up is Jorge Polanco. Is this the time for Mr. October to wake up and have his moment? He's been cold for a few games. He hits a home run here, and we go up 6-1. It is over. Let's go, Polo. We're great with 2 outs. I mean, I'll take a single, a double, a triple, a home run, a walk, him getting hit by a pitch as long as he doesn't get hurt. Just anything to keep the inning going. And again, Polo was, the hero early in the ALDS and obviously late. Had a couple good games, early on. And then it was kind of cold, for 3 games. And obviously this would be a great time, for Mr. October to wake up again to be able to help us punch our ticket to the World Series for the very first time. Come on, Polo. One for 3 today. First pitch, low and away. 1-0 count. I mean, unless we score in the most Mariner way possible by getting 2 more walks, and then we bring in that free runner from third, nothing is more demoralizing than that when that happens. But obviously, getting that 3-run blast would be more exciting for all of us. 1-0 pitch, takes the strike looking low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. One pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. I mean, the ump is calling strikes, balls, strikes. I mean, there's already 10 to 12, missed calls, combined for both teams. So you just got to be able to fight the adversity. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away by Polo. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. 3-1 Mariner lead, but we want more. Let's see if we can get to 4, 5, and 6 before this game is up. Let's go, Mariners. Brazil in the building. What's good? Let's go, M's. Come on, Polo. Settle down. Gossman on the mound. Polo in the box. Come on, Jorge. Popped up. And nope, grounded out to second. And damn it, that is out number 3. So Polo leaves 2 stranded there, but we still got a 2-run lead, but we still need more. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning and see who's next here for the Toronto Blue Jays. Next up, 1 for 2, right fielder in the 7-hole, Addison Barger. Batting second, 0 for 2, second baseman Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a base on ball, 9-hole hitter Andres Jimenez. They've used 4 pitchers. We've only used 2. Let's go. I mean, at this point, we can go like Wu for 1 more inning, right? And then we can go Bizzardo, and then we can go Mooney, right? I mean, we don't need to see Gabe Spire. We definitely don't need to see Brash. You know, we're not seeing Caleb Ferguson, you know, so at this point, you know, we don't even need Luis Castillo. You know, we can go with Wu for 1 more inning, Bizzardo in the 8th, Mooney in the 9th. That's how I would go about it, you know, but again, you know, we'll see what they decide to do, but, you know, that would probably be, you know, unless you wanted to go with Bizzardo now for 2 innings and then go, you know, to Mooney, but I think Wu's good. Go Wu 1 more inning, Bizzardo in the 8th, Mooney in the 9th, boom shakalaka, World Series. Let's go. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Gained a few more subs. 25 to go to get to 23,200. Let's go, baby. Yeah, Wu is still in. And I think that is the right call. I mean, we know Wu at times will be a little shaky like everyone else, but I think at this point, you know, Wu, right? You go there, and then hopefully all 3 outs. Then you go Edward Bizzardo because he's earned it, and he's the best guy in the pen. And then you go Andres Munoz, the closer, in the 9th. Bring that electricity, Brian Wu. First up is Addison Barger. Let's go, M's. Tridents up. Great pitching, great defense, great hitting. You know, we're going to do it all today. Let's go. First pitch, high and inside, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, fouls it off, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Addison Barger. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-1 Mariner lead. ALCS Game 7. Mariners 3, Blue Jays 3. The winner plays the Dodgers in the World Series. 1-1 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Addison Barger. And again, we've seen that type of pitch right there, even though Cal had to reach for it based on where it's at on the strike zone. You know, we have seen that called strike earlier in the game, but, you know, when Cal has to extend his full arm, he's not going to get that call. 2-1 pitch, low and at the knees, should have been called strike. Do we get the call? Of course we don't. 3 balls and 1 strike, should be 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-1 pitch, and that turns into a walk. Come on, ump. Call the game right. Barger to first. Next up is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. We need a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout. Come on, Wu. And again, you know, at some point, if we want to go with Bizzardo, you know, to try to get us 5 outs, you know, we could definitely go that route as well. Or 4 outs, you know, depending on where we're at. First pitch takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Give me a double play and a strikeout, or a strikeout and a double play, baby. Let's go. Tridents up, seize the moment. Our time, our year. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. One more strike. Let's go. Bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Seattle lead. Runner at first with no outs. Wu on the mound. Kiner-Falefa in the box. 0-2 pitch in play, and that's a big hit there. And you got back-to-back. You got a walk and a single. And then at this point, you may need to pull him and bring in Bizzardo. I think you make the move now. Why would we have Munoz come out now? What are these announcers talking about? Do you even know baseball? You can definitely tell that a lot of these guys that are calling these games don't watch Seattle. All right, why are we leaving Wu out there? What are we doing? We already got runners at first and second. I know we got a 2-run lead, but you don't owe anything to Wu. You know, again, he was great for us. He was our number one. He got hurt. What are we doing here? First pitch to Jimenez, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. I mean, we don't need to have bases loaded for Bizzardo or, you know, a big RBI situation. Come on, Dan Wilson, what are you doing? He shows bunt and jumps out of the way. Alec in the building, what's good? Bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Mariner lead with runners at first and second. And Jimenez with a sac bunt to the pitcher, and that is 1 away. Next up is George Springer. We need a double play desperately. Wu on the mound. Springer in the box. And I would pull Wu. Bring in Eduard Bizzardo and have him pitch, you know, and try to get 5 outs. You know, 2 outs here in the 7th, 3 outs in the 8th, and then Mooney in the 9th. That's where I would go. There you go. You know, kept him in probably for 1 batter too much, but, you know, again, not to say that Bizzardo doesn't come in and give up a single, you know, in the same type of way, but hopefully we can find a way for Bizzardo to get the job done here. All right, Eduard Bizzardo coming in. George Springer in the box. ALCS game number 7, bottom of the 7th inning, 3-1 Seattle. Runners at second and third and 1 out. We can get out of this, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Eduard Bizzardo. He's been our best bullpen pitcher outside of Andres Munoz, our closer. You know, better than Brash, better than Gabe Spire, better than anybody else in the pen. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Come on, Bizzardo. First pitch, low and at the knees. 1-0 count with that sinker by Edward. And Springer, back. See ya. You got to be kidding me. 3-run blast, 4-3 Toronto. You got to be kidding me. Barger scores, Kiner Falefa scores. And just like that, we're down by a run. Golly, this team, you have to be shitting me. Unbelievable. We're still going to be in this game, but obviously that definitely stings quite a bit. And now the Blue Jays have the momentum up by a run. Unbelievable. You got to be kidding me. Great job there by George Springer. Next up is Nathan Lucas. And we can't let them score anymore. We have to make sure we keep it within 1 run. Unbelievable. I mean, they never said it was going to be easy to make the World Series. You got to earn it every single pitch, every single inning. And that might be one of the first times that we've seen Bizzardo with a meltdown like that. That was very unexpected. Can't believe that happened. My God. Oh, my God. Luckily, we're not in the 9th, or in the 8th. At least we're, we still got a few more innings. First pitch from Bizzardo to Lucas, fouls it off, 0-1 count. Now we just got to be able to get out of this inning to get the crowd to quiet down a little bit. 0-1 pitch, high and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Nathan Lucas. Bottom of the 7th inning, 4-3 Blue Jays. Bizzardo on the mound, Lucas in the box. Still got time. And, you knew that there was going to be some dramatics in Game 7. And this game is no different. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nathan Lucas. And you got to think, if Wu would have stayed in, there's a chance that that could have happened to Wu as well. So 1-2 pitch. And Lucas with a single to right. Come on, Bizzardo. How can you be our best guy in the pen all year, and now you're having a meltdown? Next up is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Oh, God, we need a double play so bad now. I mean, luckily the bats have been pretty fierce for us today. So, again, it's not like we can't score 1 run or 2 or 3 before this one is up. First pitch in play. And finally, Guerrero lines out to left, and that is 2 away. Next up is Alejandro Kirk. Good defense there by Randy. Thank God it wasn't a ground ball. 4-3 Blue Jays. Runner at first with 2 outs. Let's not let them score any more the rest of the game. Big swing and a miss by Alejandro Kirk, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Alejandro Kirk. 1 more strike, we get out of this inning. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alejandro Kirk. One-two pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Alejandro Kirk. Two-two pitch, and Kirk strikes out looking. There we go. And again, baseball, ALCS Game 7, big players make big plays. Julio and Cal struck early. Springer struck late. And, Vladdy obviously has been held in check up to this point. But again, we're going to go to the top of the 8th, and let's tie this game up 4-4 or try to take the lead. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Still plenty of time. Next up, 1 for 3 with a K. Left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. Batting second, 1 for 3 with a K. Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. Let's go. And batting third, 1 for 2, J.P. Crawford. Let's go. Let's win this game 5-4 and go to the World Series. Gain 3 more subs. We're at 23,200. ALCS Game 7 between the Mariners and the Blue Jays. And a quick recap. Naylor singled to right. Julio scored in the top of the first inning, 1-0 Seattle. Varsho singled to center. In the bottom of the first, Springer scored, 1-1 tie. Julio Rodriguez homered to left center in the top of the third, 2-1 M's. Top of the fifth, Cal homers to right, 381 feet, 3-1 M's. And then Springer comes in with Bizzardo on the mound, filling in for Wu, and gives up a 3-run blast with Barger and Falefa on board, 4-3 Toronto. But again, if that's the only runs that Toronto will score the rest of the way, we have a good chance of winning this game 5-4. We just got to be able to plug away. Trident's up, seize the moment. 286, 14 more to get to 3. Let's get there, Justin. First pitch to Randy, grounds out to the shortstop, and that is 1 away. Got to be able to work the count. Come on, Randy. Next is third baseman Eugenio Suarez. Come on, Gino. Chris Bassett coming in here for the Blue Jays. First pitch from Bassett to Gino. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. A 1 pitch, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. 1-1 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Bassett to Gino. Down by a run. Let's go, Ems. Still time. Two 2-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Bassett to Gino. Top of the 8th, 4-3 Blue Jay lead. Come on, Gino. 2-2 pitch. High and inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Bassett to Gino. Three-two pitch, fouled off with that sinker by Bassett, 92 miles an hour. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Come on, Gino. Crushes that one into third base. Foul. Top of the 8th inning. 4-3 Toronto. Come on, Gino. Big strikeout looking there from Bassett. Down goes Gino. That is 2 away. Next up is J.P. Crawford. And if there was ever a moment we needed J.P. to get a solo dinger, it's right now. Let's go, J.P. Bring that electricity, tie this game up, and let's find a way to try to win this in extras if we can't do it in 9 innings. Let's go. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. Come on, JP. One-0 pitch, and JP grounds out to the shortstop, and that is out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Toronto, and we'll have one last chance in the 9th. And hopefully someone will step up and we can find a way. But it'll go what? Rivas, Robles, and Julio. So we'll have a chance. Next up for the Blue Jays, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a K, center fielder Dalton Varsho. Batting second, 0 for 3, third baseman Ernie Clement. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a run and a base on ball, right fielder Addison Barger. I'm curious on who they will be. I mean, where are we going? Obviously, you don't want Bizzardo to keep pitching at this point. Do you do what I assume that you're going to do? And there it is. All right, Mooney coming in. As I'll say, don't bring anybody but Mooney in. What are you doing? And hopefully it's the good Mooney as well. We're going to need it. And we're going to need a miracle. All right, Mariner Moose, ALCS game number 7. Mooney coming into the matchup going against Dalton Varsho. We got to keep it at 4-3 and then hope for a miracle from Rivas, Robles, and Julio. And let's see if we can get that job done. Tie it up and try to win 5-4 in extras. And first pitch, Varsho with a single into right. Come on, Mooney. Next up is Ernie Clement. We need a punch out and a double play, or a double play and a punch out. Come on, Mooney. Clement bunts foul, 0-1 count. Bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Toronto. Runner at first with no outs. Munoz on the mound, Clement in the box. 0-1 pitch, low and away. Slider missing, off speed, 83 miles an hour there by Mooney. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ernie Clement. One pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Mooney to Clement. Well, you shouldn't really be that surprised, Artemis. I mean, most people have a hater mentality as it is anyways. No one likes to join a stream when someone is actually having joy. They like to join when their team is losing and they end up being miserable. You know, that shows you how pathetic people are, you know, on planet Earth these days. So, you know, it is what it is. People would rather see people suffer than people seeing have some joy. And a big hit there. And throw not in time. And now we got runners at first and third with no outs. Bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Toronto. Runners on the corners at first and third with no outs. We need a punch out and a double play, or a double play and a punch out if we want to keep it within 1. First pitch, low and at the knees. Should have been called strike. Do we get the call? Of course we don't. 1-0 count. Come on, Mooney. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike to Addison Barger. Come on, Mooney. Pitch is high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Addison Barger. Bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Toronto. Runners on the corners at first and third and no outs. There we go, double play. Wow. Nice job by Naylor. Next up is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Huge play there for us based on the situation we were put in. Naylor coming up big defensively at first like he always does. First pitch from Mooney to Kiner-Falefa. Takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. Now the momentum is kind of shifted a little, even though we're still down a run, right? Could have been a hell of a lot worse. Pitch fouled off high and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Kiner-Falefa. Let's see if we can get 1 more strike, get out of this inning, only down a run, and then we just pray that we can tie the game up or take the lead. Any means necessary. Trident's up, seize the moment. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kiner-Falefa. And it's not like Naylor hasn't done that before. You know, he's done it quite a few times. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, high and inside with the slider. Off speed, 85 miles an hour by Andres Munoz. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in the box with a runner at third with 2 outs. Let's keep it at 4-3. Come on, Mooney. And there we go. Kiner Falefa grounds out to second. Toe tap on the bag, and that is out number 3. Great job there. Great. There we go. Throw to first to Naylor. Got him. There we go. All right, here we go. End of the 8th inning. 4-3 Toronto. We got to be able to get 1 to tie it, 2 to take the lead. Nothing is over until it's fully over. Let's go. Trident's up. Seize the moment. It's a game of rallies, right? A game of ups and downs, peaks and valleys. You knew the Blue Jays were going to fight back. I don't think anybody anticipated a 3-run homer at that stage, but you knew that they were more than likely going to get one more good inning before the game was over, and they got it. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Leo Rivas. Could Leo be the guy that helps us? We sure as hell hope so. Batting second, 0 for 1 with 2 walks, Victor Robles. And batting third, the MVP of the game for the Mariners up to this point, 2 for 4 with 2 runs, an RBI, and a home run, Julio Rodriguez. You may need Julio to go yard again to be able to win this. Let's go, J-Rod. You can do it. Let's go. He can be the hero. Gained a few more subs. 21 subs to go to 23,200. All right, baby, let's go. First pitch by Rivas, bunts foul. 0-1 count. Hoffman on the mound. Rivas in the box. Hoffman on the mound, Leo Rivas in the box. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees, low and away with a splitter by Hoffman. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top of the 9th. 4-3 Blue Jays. We need a meltdown right now by Hoffman. Couple walks, a guy getting hit, and then someone making a big play. One pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. Come on, Leo. Come on, Rivas. Top of the 9th. 4-3 Toronto. Hoffman on the mound. Rivas in the box. Trident's up, seize the moment. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. See if we can draw a walk possibly at this at-bat. 2-2 pitch, low and at the knees. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. Give us the walk. Come on, Leo. One more ball. Come on now. Come on, Leo. Let's go, Rivas. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Rivas, and that is 1 away. Next up is Victor Robles, and they're going to go with Dominic Canzone instead. First pitch to Dominic Canzone, high and away, 1-0 count. Come on, Dom. On deck is Julio Rodriguez. Come on, Dom. Force a walk if you can. Just be patient in the box. Top of the 9th, 4-3 Blue Jay lead. 1-0 pitch, fouls it off low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dominic Canzone. Hoffman on the mound. Dominic Canzone in the box. Come on, Dom. Dom in the box. Julio Rodriguez on deck. Top of the 9th, 4-3 Toronto with nobody on and 1 out. Just tie this game up. One pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Dominic Canzone. Appreciate you. I mean, obviously, you know, some Tiger fans and Blue Jay fans are unbearable. But for you, again, we don't got any issues with you. Now, as for some of the other people that aren't regulars here that just want to come in and talk shit, yeah, you know how that goes. Big swing and a miss there by Dom. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Dom. A Dom bomb would be great, but just even getting on base, for Julio Rodriguez could be key. 2-2 pitch and big swing and a miss. Down goes Dom. We're down to our last out, and we're going to need Julio Rodriguez to homer twice, which is a big ask, but he can do it. Let's go, Julio. Top of the 9th inning, 4-3 Toronto. Let's get this game to extra innings. Come on, J-Rod. On deck is Cal Raleigh, and those would be the 2 guys that you would want up. And if we can get to him, Josh Naylor. Top of the 9th inning, 4-3 Blue Jays. Come on, Julio. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. Come on, J-Rod. One-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Take the walk, Julio, if it ends up being there for you. Cal can hit a home run here late. We can end up going up 5-4, tying it up 4-4. Two-0 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, Julio. Let's go, J-Rod. Top of the 9th inning, 4-3 Toronto. Jeff Hoffman on the mound, Julio in the box. 2-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Mariners down by 1, and we need a miracle. Come on, Julio. Pitch is low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, Julio. 3-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. And that is it. The Toronto Blue Jays advance to the World Series and will play the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Seattle Mariners go down with the big swing and a miss by Julio Rodriguez. And it's just a damn shame that Edward Pizzardo, was the one that ended up giving up the big 3-run blast. And congratulations to Blue Jay fans. Not like a lot of the people coming in here and talking shit. We can at least say congratulations, which is, for most of those people, they would never be able to. So even if we were able to come back and win that game. So, again, great job by Toronto. We got to ALCS Game 7, and obviously to be up 3-1 and to lose late with a 3-run homer, in the 7th inning. I don't think anybody anticipated that, and it would have been amazing if we would have been able to advance. But again, we'll see what we get, obviously, with the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. Obviously, most people will say Dodgers in 4, Dodgers in 5, and they're going to blow them out, and regardless if it was Toronto or Seattle. And tough. And again, we've never been this far, and hopefully, the next time around, we'll end up, going one step further than maybe we did this particular year. So, man, when we had everything kind of in line, and again, it shows you, coaching and managing, is not easy, and to be so close but so far away, crazy, but again, I still love the M's, and I know a lot of you guys do as well. And again, we're not going to be, like some of these people, coming in here. And again, we'll be back next year. You best believe that. And again, we just got to be able to improve year in and year out and find a way to get the job done. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Final score, Blue Jays 4, Mariners 3. And again, we'll be live throughout the rest of the week, doing whatever is available for the game at hand. And very proud of this team. And again, just tough to be able to kind of, lose it with someone that you trust, the most. And again, I got nothing negative to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. There's obviously a lot of negative people on planet Earth. Let them be negative. It's okay. We're a classy organization. We're a classy fan base, and that will never, ever end, and we'll be back. Megan with the tour. Appreciate you. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Final score, Blue Jays 4, Mariners 3. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Go M's. Tridents up. Seize the moment.